Hi, this is Chris with firstcenturychristianity.net. I'm pastor of a congregation in North Kansas City as well. You could join us in person or online at 1 p.m. Central every week. And our congregation keeps the commandments of Yahweh and our faith in Yeshua because that's what Revelation says a saint does, and that makes sense from Genesis to Revelation. And because of that, I got into a conversation a couple weeks ago with some people who try to chop the law up and say, well, you don't have to follow that. That's the moral law. That's the civil law. That's the civic law. That's the Mosaic law. And they try to chop it up into bits that don't actually exist in the Torah. It's very difficult to achieve this, and its desire is for people to be able to keep some of the law and say that they're moral without keeping all of it. Another big problem with this is that the Messiah told us the greatest commandment is to love God with all our heart, our mind, and our soul. And that comes from Deuteronomy 6, from a prayer we call the Shema, which includes teaching the Torah to your children and following all the Torah. Because if you love God, you're going to do what he says and you're going to follow his Torah. That's kind of the relationship that's there. So there's another strike, because Deuteronomy 6 is not part of the Ten Commandments, and it is a very comprehensive commandment in and of itself. The next stop is that the Messiah told us the second greatest commandment is to love our neighbor as ourselves, which comes from Leviticus 19. And if you read the context of Leviticus 19, it tells you how to love your neighbor. Lots of great information there, but it also includes keeping the annual Sabbaths, the Passover, unleavened bread, Day of Trumpets. It includes keeping those days as well, which most of Christianity would write off as that ceremonial stuff you don't have to do anymore. But it's part of loving your neighbor. If you flip the page to Leviticus 20, it talks about all the sexual immorality that the people of the land of Canaan were doing, that Israel and we are commanded not to do. Very abominable things, so I don't know how you could say that one sentence is ceremonial and the next sentence is this and the next sentence is that. No, my friends, it's much better to read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Let the Holy Spirit drive. Broaden your understanding, submit to the will of Yahweh, and worship him in the faith of his son, Yeshua, who put an example for us, the example for us in the Gospels. And that's where we need to live. Just like Revelation says that we should keep the commandments of Yahweh and our faith in Yeshua. Thank you so much for watching. Please give a like and a share. I'd like to see you on Shabbat. May Yahweh bless you and keep you in the name of his son, Yeshua.